everybody, it's Mena. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is the very first video that you're seeing of me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button down below if you didn't already. I post every day except for this afternoon. And today in this video, I'm going to talk about my yarns I regret buying. Now, this is sort of like products I regret buying, but it's involving yarn. And I thought this would be fun to do because I buy so much yarn and I have mostly yarns that I love, but here are some yarns that I technically regret buying because one, they were too thick, they were expensive, and mainly just because they weren't very sturdy or they were just very difficult to work with. And overall, this is my personal opinion. If you guys have bought these yarns and you've tried them, that's totally fine. I mean, I'm glad you liked them. I personally just didn't enjoy them, and I don't think I'll ever really repurchase some of these again. Well, one of them I think I kind of would repurchase, but these are yarns that I have not used after just one use. So I'm going to get started, and I'm going to show you guys a picture of what these yarns look like so you guys know what I'm talking about, because I don't think I have all these because I gave a lot of them away, or I just used them up because I didn't want to waste them. So I'm going to get started. So the first yarn I regret buying is this Lion Brand New Basic, excuse me. Sorry, I had to turn on a timer. So anyway, so this is what Lion Brand New Basic 175 looks like. It's like a roving yarn, and it's discontinued. They don't make it anymore, so I think because they didn't do well on sales. And the reason why I regret buying this, because I bought several skeins of this because I like the colors, but my problem was this yarn literally just would snap in between, so I had to keep tying a whole bunch of knots together. And I know a lot of knitters and crocheters don't like to tie knots, but I like to be extra secure. And sometimes, even when I was making pom-poms with that yarn, the yarn literally would break, and I did not like that at all. And it literally just was not sturdy, not very much the best yarn. I mean, I like the fact that it had a lot of yards in it, but the fact it wasn't very sturdy, I just did not like that at all. And it was just a big regret buying. I mean, they don't even produce it anymore, so which kind of is an interesting thing. But if you want to check it out, I'll definitely check it out on Amazon. I think they still sell a couple colors there. The next yarn I regret buying is Yarn Bee Showstopper. I bought this in red because one of my mom's coworkers wanted to order a snood, which is like a small infinity scarf. So I bought it because it was the best I could find for roving yarn, because Hobby Lobby doesn't really have the best selections of roving yarn, but I wanted to try it out because it was the best substitute I could find at the time, because they didn't know how to get a hold of something similar to the We Are Knitters wool, which is where I got the kit from. It was the Downtown Snood, and so they wanted me to make them for it, and I bought it. But the problem I had with this yarn was it was way too bulky and way too thick, and my project ended up way bigger than I thought. And I thought it was like a good substitute at first, but then I realized my project ended up way too big and thick, and I didn't really like that because I felt like it was just like too stiff to work with too. And even though it was very sturdy, it was just pretty expensive. It was like, how much was it? I don't remember how much the product was, but I think it was like $9.99, and that's why I regret buying it, because there are other alternatives that are a lot better than this, and I didn't think it was a very neat yarn to work with. So I literally just regretted buying it just because I just didn't really enjoy it, just because it was too thick, and it was just like not very easy to work with because it kind of would split a lot, and that was the problem I had with it. The next yarn I regret buying is this Yarn Bee Snuggle Up yarn. And as you can see, it's a very furry yarn. And the reason why I regret buying this, because it was very hard to work with, because it's so furry, and it was very hard to see my stitches with. And anytime I dropped a stitch, I had to undo the whole thing. And then sometimes it wouldn't undo because it would get tangled up in the stitches, and I had to cut some off, which was a waste. And it just made it very hard for me to work with just because it's so furry. And if you're a beginner, I absolutely don't recommend this yarn. I mean, I like how it feels, and I think it's great for gloves, but I just don't really recommend buying this because it's not a very easy yarn to work with because it's so furry and so hard to see. The next yarn I regret buying is Bernay Softy Baby. Sorry, I thought the camera was unpaused. I think I paused it by mistake. The next yarn I regret buying is the Bernay Softy Baby in Flannel. So the reason I regret buying this, because even though it looks gray on the internet, it actually is purple. So I bought this at first thinking it was a gray yarn because it looked gray on the website, but then when I got it, it came out more purple when I would put it in the sun. So I had to return it. I got mine off Amazon and I do like the color, just the problem was it doesn't show the true color online. So if you guys want to buy gray baby yarn online, don't do it because it'll come out more blue or purple rather than actually gray than it looks rather than the actual gray it looks like on the internet. So I definitely recommend just going to the store and getting it rather than just getting it online, because gray yarn, it will come out a different color than you think. And so that's why I regretted buying it, because the color was wrong, and I just mistook it for, I kept thinking it was gray and everybody kept telling me it was purple, and I didn't know it until I put it in the sun. I felt like a goofball because I couldn't even see the color. So the next yarn I regret buying is Lion Brand Homespun. So a lot of the Lion Brand Homespun I had, I think I got those as gifts and stuff rather than buy them myself. The reason I regret having these is because I don't really like them because they weren't very easy to work with. I mean, I like the ombre affected color they had with these, but it was very, very, very hard to work with, and I did not like the fact that it was so incredibly hard to work with. Anytime I made a mistake and I needed to rip back, I literally had to pull it and stuff, and it was very, very difficult to see my stitches. Even if I dropped a stitch, I had to undo the whole thing, and it made it very hard for me to work with, and I just did not enjoy working with it at all. Even though it was a very soft yarn and fun to yarn, and it looked fun because the textures, it's actually really hard to work with because you can't really see your stitches, which makes it so incredibly hard to knit with. So I don't recommend this for beginners because it's very textured, and when you work with textured yarn, it's super hard to see what your stitches with. So those are all of the yarns I regret buying. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and just so you guys know, that was all my opinion. If you guys bought these yarns and you loved them, that's totally okay. I mean, these are yarns I've tried out and they just weren't my cup of tea. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post every day except for this afternoon, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye.